Are you planning to move from California to Texas anytime soon? You may want to watch this video and learn a couple things. This is Jesús, Manuel, Mena, Garza. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I do travel, photography, and RV reviews. Today, I'm going to be talking about the differences between where I grew up and where I currently reside, from the Bay Area to Fort Worth, Texas. So there are definitely some differences, and I would like to share them with you. And also some suggestions for those of you that are going to move down here, what to expect, and maybe what kind of real estate you might want to invest in, okay? Just suggestions, okay? These are just my opinions. I grew up in the Bay Area, and I really love the Bay Area. I really enjoyed my time there. Also enjoyed Southern California and various other parts of the United States. I'm currently, again, a resident of Fort Worth, Texas, the greater DFW area. Why do people move to DFW? Well, the reason we moved, my wife and I, is that my wife got a job down here. She was working in Southern California, and then she decided, hey, they're going to pay me more money. I want to move to Texas. And I said, why? Because I'm going to get more money. She wanted to get more money. So we're here now, and she has a job at the university, heading the department, and making good money, above the middle class typical salary for a person, in Texas. And of course, living in Texas, it's really easy living, it's very affordable. You can buy a house in a working class, basic house for about $100,000. You can get a very nice house for $200,000, $250,000, $300,000 in a nice middle class neighborhood. In an upper middle class neighborhood, you can get a house for $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. Very nice, a very nice house. We're talking in an upper class middle, nice schools, 3,000 plus square feet, and a lot of amenities, the latest amenities. A very nice upscale house. A comparable house in the San Jose, San Francisco area, and a comparable, upscale neighborhood would cost you $3 million, $4 million bucks, okay? So you're getting a deal down here. It's very affordable. And again, why are people moving down here? Basically, a lot of people moving from mid-America, from the northern states like Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin. They're coming down here for the jobs. And also to get away from all that snow. They don't like that snow. So they said, we don't like the snow. Let's go to Texas. There's less snow and less horrific winter weather there. But if you like the snow, you stay there, okay? Some people like the snow. I don't. Okay. Why do Californians move down here? Main reason is because their job moved over here. Their plant, their high-tech company moved down here because it's less expensive to have infrastructure here, because the state of Texas is very supportive of high-tech companies, manufacturing facilities, warehousing opportunities in this city, in this community, in this state. There's a lot of opportunities for, and they try to attract all these businesses over here. And of course, if that company moves over here, who's going to move down here? The people of that state are going to move here. So once they get here, they're going to decide, what kind of house do I want? Well, if you're just a regular schmo making $10, $15 an hour, you're going to buy a $200,000 house and call it good, okay? Because you can make a payment, house payment. As long as you got 10% down, you can buy a nice house here for $200,000. Our house here is about $200,000 worth, maybe $250,000 right now. And it's, 3,000 square feet approximately on a 15,000 square foot lawn. It's a 4-3 in a nice neighborhood with a little pond, little lake next door. Next door neighbor is a high-tech salesman and travels around the world selling products for a telecommunications company. Next door are two teachers. Next door, another couple teachers, and a couple doors out there is retired military, okay? and across the lake is a sports personality, okay? So it's a rather mixed community. And just down the corner, about 2 blocks away, is Section 8 housing, okay? It's a very diverse neighborhood. Got every church down here. We've got the synagogue, to the Baptists, to the Lutherans, to the Methodists, and the list goes on. The Catholics, just down the road. Also, okay? So it's a very diverse neighborhood. It's a very nice neighborhood. I like it. What don't I like? What don't I like about Texas? Well, number one thing I don't like about Texas is the weather, and the second thing is the mosquitoes, okay? What don't I like about the weather? If I came from Minnesota, I'd say the weather's pretty good. But where did I come from? California. Probably some of the best weather in the United States of America, outside of Hawaii, okay? Excellent weather. You know, we have that moderating ocean breeze, keeping things cool in the summer, and it never gets too hot or too cold, you know. And mosquitoes are an afterthought. There's not many mosquitoes in California because we don't have as much moisture. In Texas, you get 35 to 100 plus. A couple of years back, we had 100 plus inches of rain a year. It's great for cows because that grass keeps on growing. But in California, we only get about 15 inches, so it's not very moist. And the mosquitoes, what do they want? They want water so they can breed, and after they suck your blood, to drop their little offspring in so they can, boom, grow and prosper out there in the universe, okay? So I don't like the weather. I don't like the mosquitoes. Example, we just came through a very cold period, the winter. It ended up about a month ago, and we finally had some decent weather, you know, in the 60s and 70s. Finally got to turn off the heater, okay? And now, for the last couple weeks and for a couple weeks in the future, we're going to have very nice weather. We're going to have A+ weather and no mosquitoes. The mosquitoes don't start coming till when? About late May, early June. That's when they finally just are everywhere. I have to wear a long sleeve shirt. I have to put some bug repellent on. I have to wear a hat just to go in my backyard. I don't go in my backyard during those periods because there's so many mosquitoes. It's horrific. Unless you're going to have, you know, a bunch of, mosquito repellents around, candles, torches, chemistry. I don't know what you're going to put out there. It's you're going to have a lot of mosquitoes, okay? And I don't like ingesting all those chemicals, by the way. So I just pretty much stay inside. So this week we had a lot of rain. We had many inches of rain, okay? We had many inches of rain. And we also had the warnings about golf ball size, up to baseball size, up to softball size hail, okay? I didn't want to take my car out there because I was worried that all that hail is going to destroy my truck. So I didn't go out. So I stayed inside the house. This never happens in San Jose, okay? I never had this experience where I couldn't go outside because of mosquitoes. I couldn't go outside because of hail. I couldn't go outside because it's icy, et cetera, et cetera. I couldn't. And of course, once June, July, and August roll around, and the great state of Texas, it's going to be 100+ degrees outside. It's not good. It's horrific weather. It's very, very hot. But some people like the hot weather. All my neighbors, that neighbor, that neighbor, that neighbor, and across the street, the lake, everybody has a pool. Of course, we were dummies and we didn't get a pool. So my wife loves to swim, by the way. So if you're going to move to Texas, see if you can gain access to a pool. Either the community pool, there's each community, some communities have their own little pool and water slide and all that sort of stuff. Or you just have a pool in your backyard like my neighbors do. At least that, will mitigate a lot of that hot weather. And when it's 100 degrees, you just go hang out in the pool, have a beverage and just relax. And wait till the late part of the day when the mosquitoes are taking their nap. And, after dusk is when the mosquitoes come out, by the way. It's horrible. I sometimes get ready to do my exercise at dusk and I go, what? They're all over the place. They're already biting me. So I just come back inside and just wait. Hopefully I have to brush them off my clothes and my hat. And of course they're flying around the house. I'm trying to sleep and they're flying. I have to go try to zap them and they're zapping me. So What do I like about the Bay Area the best? Of course, again, like I said earlier, the weather and its proximity to great infrastructure. 50 miles that way is the beach, the Ocean Beach. 50 miles that way is another beach. You can go to San Francisco, 50 miles away. You can go to Stanford, 25 miles away. UC Berkeley is 50 miles away. University of Santa Clara is 10 miles away. San Jose State University is 2 miles away. Great infrastructure. You can go to the mountains, visit my sisters up in the mountains and see their ranches. Very nice. Or you can just, just relax. You have a lot of infrastructure. San Francisco, Berkeley, San Jose, Santa Cruz, Carmel, Palo Alto. Great, fantastic infrastructure. Over here, it's all pretty much the same. You go to Dallas, you go to Denton, you go to Fort Worth, it's all the same. It's all flat. And after you get out of town, it's flat for another 100 miles and go flat, another 100 miles, flat, another 100 miles, flat, until you end up at Waco, and don't mention Waco, okay? Finally get to Austin. That's a pretty cool town, but it's still, part of Texas, like it or not. So that's my summation. I'm just going to say pretty much I love California. I'm a big fan of California. Look forward to my wife retiring in the next 4 years, and then we're going to move back. We're considering moving to Northern California. We have our penny saved, and we're going to move down there. That's one of the plans. We might also move to Mexico, New Mexico, Arizona. We're definitely going to move out of, this very wet and very humid Texas. We don't, it's not my cup of tea. Or as I say down here, sweet tea. Okay? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I would greatly appreciate it. What do you think of my commentary about the differences between Silicon Valley and San Francisco and DFW? What do you think? In summation, I grew up in a very diverse community, okay? When I went to high school, the student body, president was African American. The homecoming queen was African American and African American man, okay? The queen and the king, okay? And this is in a school that only had about 20% African Americans. About 30-40% was Latino, and the rest were diverse Asians, white people, very diverse experience. So compare that to growing up in the mid-60s in Texas. Segregation was rampant in Texas. One of the reasons my mother, who is a darker Mexican, a mestiza, didn't want ever to come back to Texas because she was treated like absolute garbage down there. And she didn't want to ever come back. My father, who is white, he's a white Mexican. He's basically European, okay? He didn't mind coming back because he can blend in and assimilate, no issue. But my mother, what they typically called in Texas, was a dirty Mexican. She was a combination of different cultures, indigenous, African, who knows, gypsy, Jewish, all kinds of different cultures. She was a darker complected woman. She had problems growing up in the 20s, 30s, and 40s in Texas. It wasn't a good experience. But once she went to California, she had a very diverse group of friends that she worked with at the cannery and in the community and stuff like that. She enjoyed her life in California. It's not like the family she left behind. They're all living in segregated communities in South Texas, where it's 90% Mexican. In California, it was different. It was a whole range of folks. So once you come down here, if you get a job and you decide to move down, you have options. Pick out your different communities. Some are more quote unquote white than others, and others are more diverse. You have choices. It's up to you. My wife and I chose to live in a diverse community. As I walk around my lake, I see people of Arab descent. I see people from India. I see people from Africa. Recently arrived individuals from Africa. People with very large white families. Some people with very small families. You have whole diverse people. Some Latinos. It's a very diverse community. I'm proud to live in this part of Texas. I made a specific, point of moving to a diverse neighborhood, okay? So this has been Jesús Manuel Mena Garza. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to leave your friendly and professional comments below the description. I would greatly appreciate it. What do you think of life in Texas? Some of you say, I love the wide open spaces. I hear that a lot in Texas. I really like the wide open spaces. As far as the eye can see, it's flat. I love that. Of course, I don't like that. To each, their own, okay? Again, this has been Jesús Manuel Mena Garza. Gracias. Adios. Bye-bye.